Podcast Network Asia.
You are listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast, where we feature timely and relevant discussions on the Philippine stock market and the economy in the hope of providing you investing and trading guidance. Here's your host.
How's it going, investors? Hi, I'm Anjz, an equity research associate from First Metro Securities, where I cover the consumer sector. In this episode of Market Bites, I bring you the latest company update on Jollibee Foods Corp, JFC, titled Starting the Year on a Strong Note. We reiterate a buy recommendation on JFC at 300 pesos target price. The company's first quarter 24 earnings rose 27% year-on-year to 2.6 billion pesos, ahead of our estimates. This was led by 11% year-on-year growth in net sales, improved gross margins, and sustained operational efficiencies. This also led to a robust EBIT performance of 13.7% year-on-year to 4.1 billion pesos, with margins higher by 20 bips year-on-year. What caught our attention? Mixed SSSG results. JFC's blended SSSG was 5.5% in the first quarter of 2024. Philippine operations SSSG was robust at 6.9%, with management highlighting Jollibee, Mang Inasal, and Chowking brands leading the local market's performance. Meanwhile, on the international front, SSSG was a more tempered 3.2%. By region, China's SSSG fell by 3.7%, in line with peers such as Yum China with negative 3% SSSG, amid the country's slow rebound post-COVID. North America's 4.3% SSSG was led by Asian brands, Jollibee US, Jollibee Canada, Red Ribbon, and Chowking, which delivered 10% SSSG vis-a-vis Smashburger's negative 4.1% SSSG. The latter was affected by lower store count and customers' shift to cheaper burger options. Coffee and tea business remained soft at 2% SSSG for coffee bean and tea leaf, and negative 9% SSSG for superfoods. While Europe, Middle East, and Asia, and Milksha posted a healthy 14.7% and 8.7% SSSG respectively. We keep our forecasts for now as we keep watching these developments. Our TP of 300 pesos implies 37.6 times for 2024 EPS and 31.4 times for 2025 EPS, in line with the pre-COVID mean valuation of 38.7 times PE. Our DCF valuation assumes WACC of 8.3% and 3% long-term growth. Again, that's a buy call on Jollibee Foods Corp at 300 pesos TP. And that's it for this episode of Market Bites. Hope this has been helpful.
Thanks for listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast. Don't forget to follow us to get first dibs on our new episodes. For more up-to-date market news and info, exclusive content, and the opportunity to connect with your fellow Filipino investors and traders, join facebook.com/groups/FirstMetroSec and be part of the First MetroSec family.
First MetroSec is providing this podcast as a general market commentary. Reference to any specific security, product, or entity do not constitute as an offer or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any financial instruments or to participate in any particular trading strategy. The statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed by the hosts are subject to change without notice, and First MetroSec is under no obligation to update, amend, change, or correct any of the statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed. The statements, comments, views, and opinions expressed by the guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the view of First MetroSec. First MetroSec disclaims any liability arising from reliance on or reference to any information obtained in this podcast.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.